Hey everybody, Marion, the Inappropriate Artist here. I know there are no people in the room at the moment, but if you are watching this live after it has been posted, or after it has happened, um, yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I hope you do, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I put out a video. And if you'd like to be a patron on my Patreon, you can check out the links below in the description box. And I appreciate that too, because I am trying to convert a trailer into a working studio. So it's got some work to do. I do have a lot of helpful hands, and but there are going to be things that need to be purchased. Hey, nice to see somebody here. I'm gonna try to read from a distance. I had some glitches this morning. My ghost, my gooseneck that I hold the camera with broke. So I can't use it. And I was gonna do a spontaneous landscape, which I still might do if enough people show up. Oh, whoever that was left. But yeah, if enough people pop in, I will still do my best to paint live for you guys. I'll figure out how to angle the camera. It'll just be different than I've done before. So, since I'm still waiting for lovely people to show up and for my stove to cool down, so I put it away, just fill up my water glass here, or my water bottle. La 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 la. How much of a mess is it back here? It's pretty messy, huh? I guess I'll try to make it look a little better back there. Oh. Are people that offended by the fact that I live in my van? I hope not. That's like kind of my whole thing. But I love this tiny living experience. Anyway. Let's see. I'm going to do this, I think. Yeah, I think I am. Sorry if you're tuning into my butt. Ah! Don't knock that over. Sometimes I wish I... Hello. Have any helloing? Hi. Sorry about that. I just need to do some readjusting back there, and I had a glitch this morning. Whatever. Right, you're live. I have to remind myself that I'm not editing this video. Wow. Okay. Gotta take my morning stuff. Oh, well, 7 minutes in. I know I didn't make it right at 9 o'clock, but gee whiz. Told you I was going to have technical difficulties. Well, it's okay. I am here. Okay, what else do I need to do here? I got that. Sort of. I know, I only ate part of it. Oh, I'm so annoyed that my gooseneck broke. It's just kind of sad. Look. I know. It's from mistreating it and stressing it. And you know that. Well, you know, I am going to be graduating into the trailer eventually. So one of the cool things about the trailer is I plan on setting up permanent mounts so that I never really have to, like, I can just say, oh, what am I doing today, and put the camera up where I want it. Sadness overwhelms. Okay, I need to get past this. If you know, you know. Oh my gosh. All right, well, happy Sunday morning, everybody. I am planning on painting today. Just waiting for my stuff to cool so that I can put it away. I just have the theme to Wild America in my head. Today, I am going to christen this lovely brush. I'm so excited. My first time using it. So it's my silver black velvet 2-inch brush. I'm gonna do a spontaneous landscape with it. My gooseneck broke, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna film. All right, let's see. by 9:30, where are we? Here at 9:18. I gave myself until 9:30 to start painting. So I'm going to wait till 9:30 to start painting, but I'm getting set up. This is my silver black velvet 2-inch brush that I have not yet used. I'm going to use it. So, and I'm going to be painting on Arch's 300-pound watercolor paper. So, and bear with me, I'm not sure how I'm going to angle the camera to make this work, but I am going to do my best to make this happen. All right. Put my notes down. Don't fall. You know, when you put things in different places, I should also put my hair up because I am really not going to be happy if it keeps falling in my face. So, oh, that's not going to work for light. What's going to work? Here, this is going to work. There we go. Oh. Gosh, I hate that fluorescent light, man. Does that help? I hope. It's a little, maybe that's a little better for lighting. I am going to pull the doors closed a little bit more when it comes time to paint, I think. I'm not sure, depending on where I put the camera. Because I may be putting it over here, but then it's behind me on the right, and that just doesn't work well because my hand gets in the way. So I think I'm going to turn it and try to angle my chair differently. That's probably a better idea. Okay, let's see. Are you cool enough yet? I'm so impatient. Okay, do your hair, and then you'll be able to just use the camera, because that works. So, I know, I'm super sad, but I'm super happy for her. I'm sad for the fact that I don't know how she's going to be able to send petal pops in a way that would work. So Miss Janet, the real Miss Janet, is back in Canada, and if you check out her YouTube channel, she has one, the real Miss Janet. She makes these beautiful petal pops, and I don't know that she's making them right now. She's got a lot on her plate anyway, and I don't know that she can send them across the border without tariffs being something that are prohibitive, right? So anyway, I feel like when the clouds lift, and maybe we can gain some sort of a relationship with those to the north again. We'll have access to Janet's petal pops again. But in the meantime, aren't they super pretty? I love them. They go with almost everything I wear. I'm glad. Janet, I'm so super glad we got a chance to hang out when we did. If you ever get a chance to see this live, I am so super glad. So I am tomorrow going to be at 10 a.m. With friends emptying the trailer. It's finally happening. Well, because we wanted to do it. We want to do it in one fell swoop, and my friend has a trailer, and we want to be able to take it to the dump. You know, how's that? It's not bad. Not bad. And then where's the other one? And here's my other super pretty one. I love that they're not exactly the same, but they are so complementary to each other, you know. She calls them color stories. I'm so happy I have them. Honestly. These things have made me so happy. I don't know why. Other than they're just so super pretty, and I love being able to hold my hair back with them and have them look super pretty with everything. It always makes me feel like my hair is done. Anyway, Petal Pops! Miss Janet, I wish you well, Miss Janet. I wish you well. So, I'm turning this one off. That's not doing anything. Light-wise. Hello, hello! Oh, sorry. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like, somebody's here. So at 9:30, I'm going to start painting. It's coming up very soon. I'm just waiting for my stove to be finished cooling, and so I decided to just get my hair out of the face. There we go, that's better. And now I'll be able to see what I'm doing. Are we cool? Yeah, finally it's cool. Let's put that away. What goes first? Things do have to happen in order. Okay. We're calling that a done garbage. Alright, well. Boy, I guess this will be one of those ones that I edit if people actually show up. Because I... Okay, so that's out of the way. Next is what else do I need? I can go. These glasses I need. Do I? Yeah, I do. These I do not. So put these away. Stay on just a little bit longer. I want you to stay. Say you will. Okay, so those guys. All right, now I think I'm ready to. What you got going on in here? Ooh, that should be interesting. We have the Prussian blue in here. That's right. maybe it'll act differently because it's granulated. Yeah, so today, what time is it? 20 after? Okay. No, 20 minutes in. It's not 20 after. It's almost 9:30. Okay. 2 minutes. And I want to apologize to a friend on Facebook whom asked me a question about oil painting. I was a picture framer and a preservationist, so any new products I'm not necessarily up on. And I still myself have to learn how to work in oils. That's something that when I have the trailer set up and I have it where I want it, I'll have an extra studio space to be able to work on experimenting in oils and teaching myself how to work in them. There are a few online classes I kind of want to take to kind of give myself a little bit of a boost, since I already kind of understand the language of working with different media. I think I can pick up on it pretty quick. Plus, working with gouache, I've mimicked a lot of oil painting techniques working with gouache, and had a really wonderful, successful outcome. So today, dun, 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 today I am working on Arches 300-pound watercolor paper. This baby is thick like a board. I love it. It's my favorite paper. Now, I only have I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full sheets left out of 10. I'm always pretty conservative on when I decide I'm going to paint on this stuff. It wasn't cheap, and with all the stuff going on, I don't know if I'm going to get to be able to, unless I come into a huge amount for art supplies when the time comes for me to re-up my supplies. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. I also need... I'm really hoping as artists we don't end up having to, like... Just not... Yeah, it's hard enough for us. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to try to stop talking about that stuff. Why am I... Because it was in the way. It just came out with the tape. Okay. And I'm masking this because I do not wish for the edges to separate on this. And it already sort of is separating a little bit, so I'm trying to keep it as a watercolor block. I need to take these off so I can function a little. I'm going to do a horizontal. A horizontal. I am going to be working wet on wet, which means I'm going to be getting this paper super soaked. Well, you know, pretty wet. And here in New Mexico, that's not an easy thing to maintain. It dries so fast. So, I do have a spray bottle. But it also means I kind of got to work quickly. Which makes it a fun challenge because I'm gonna paint an entire painting in the 45 minutes that I set for myself. So I will set the 45 minutes once I have the board all set up and yada yada yada. All the stuff. Alright, that's good enough, Marion. Come on. Stop being such a... I'm being so particular. I gotta stop. Overshoot the moon. It's okay. Let's pinwheel you this way. And I want you to have a slightly, I want the bottom to be weighted. So, there is a great debate amongst artists, fine artists especially, who say that if you mask off your work, it's incredibly unprofessional. Now, I'm here to tell you, as a former picture framer, art dealer, and collector, that is simply not true. It's wonderful if you can paint edge to edge on a deckled piece of paper, a really oversized piece of paper. But if you don't have access to that and you have straight edges, they don't really look great painted edge to edge. And if you're gonna mat it as a finished product, the mat is gonna want something to overlap. And I use matting often as like a liner. So instead of doing like a big fat mat, I am super into 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, depending on the width of the frame, just enough to create a platform for the glass to sit on so that it's not sitting on top of the artwork. And often I just like it to be an extension of the color of the paper. You know, so, or if not, and I want it to be an accent of some kind, other ways to do it are to use wood liners, but I would have those on the exterior and then use something underneath it like mat board to elevate the wood liner away from the paper, because you don't want that sitting on the paper. Yeah, but there's all sorts of different ways to do it, and if you don't have any lip or any border for the matting or the frame to wrap around, you're gonna have to float it, and floating is not inexpensive to do it correctly, to do it where it's actually like good for the artwork, not something where you're putting a lot of PVC glues and stuff like that on your papers. I know, I'm a preservation snob. I can't help it. It's what I did for years. You know, I did this one painting early on when I first started painting, and it's called Gladys and Her Pips, and it's a line of trees, and most of them, you know, the pips all have their leaves, like golden leaves are still on their branches, but Gladys has already dropped all her leaves and she's full branches and trunk, just swinging along. But I did this big painting on a piece of craft paper, this brown craft paper. And I remember I posted it on Facebook, and I was so super proud of it because it was another timed spontaneous painting. And a friend from the preservation world, who actually works at the National Gallery, I hope he still works at the National Gallery, I hope he's still on your job, he he said, "What a beautiful painting on such crappy paper. Use better materials, Marion." And I really appreciated that. That meant a lot to me, actually. That was quite a high compliment. Um, but I do suggest it. You know, if you can't afford the super, super expensive papers like this Arches 300-pound stuff, um, at least make sure you have a good cotton paper. That's awesome, especially if you're working with um, water. What I like is that with gouache, I mean, you can really work on mixed media paper quite nicely too. You can. If you're wondering where the Washington painting is, it is in mid thought. I paused. Well, I had an interruption. I had to start thinking about the trailer again, and I just couldn't think about both. My eyes, they be deceiving me. No, I think that's good. Okay. And today is the day I'm gonna use my brush. I'm so excited. Gonna use my silver black velvet brush today. I'm excited. Ooh, 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 ooh. Whatever, don't get too clever there. Just I think that's good enough. Just gotta make sure it's down good so it doesn't get leaky. I mean, it might bleed. If it bleeds, it bleeds. It's just the way it is. I have to accept those things when they happen. All right. Let's see. Where am I? This is a friend of mine. My cousin gave these to me. So this is a Farkle game, and it's really funny because they gave it to me before I chose this area of New Mexico as my home, and Hatch is not far from here. It's kind of cool. Anyway, it's one of those things that I kind of count as a I know I am where I am supposed to be. So I use these dice to prop up my watercolor board so that I am not, this lip on this easel is like super deep, and yeah, there we go. Just gonna, how's that? That's good. Now we gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this without so much shadow. I need to make you a little bit flatter. Yeah, I don't want that much of an incline anyway. Right? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm loosening, not tightening. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. Okay, move that way. And let's see if I can. How am I going to move the chair? Alright, I'm still trying to figure out how to film without my gooseneck, guys. I'm sorry. Let's see who's here. Say hello. Say hello if you're here. Paying attention. Oh, I gotta close the doors, don't I? Okay. Wah, wah. Nugget. She's gonna have to. She's not gonna be happy. So my gooseneck broke, and honestly, like, I'm just feeling how warm it already is in here, and if I have to close these doors, I'm gonna get so super hot. Um, I wonder if I can put this over here. Let's see. I'm going to move you around and see if I can. Alright, let's see. Give it a little boost. And I can see what I got. That's not bad. That's better, right? I think it is. All right. So I have to move this. Do you know what I really want to do is shut out that light. Thank you. All right. I'm going to use the battery pack for this. There we go. I gotta put a fan behind the camera. I hate doing that, but it must be done. So that. Okay. I'm gonna try to like. Can I zoom out at all? Alright, only there. This is too high. All right. Let's take it down a notch. Let's see if it's good. There. Oh, that's better. Okay. The books are too much. Wow. All right, so let's see if I can get the chair over here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. We got ourselves a brand new silver black velvet brush. Fill my water. Bum, bum, bum. Let me know if the fan is annoying to listen to. I don't see that anybody's here. Maybe he'll join me. Okay, let's see what I got. I need to do this. I'm thirsty. Now, let's put water in the... I'm filling up my water bowl. So I'm going to need you. How's the mist on that? Kind of feeble. Why are you spinning? I don't like that. All right. Oh, we got some springy greens. I'm doing a spontaneous landscape, so I'm going to be just working with what I got and my memory and whatever the paper decides I'm going to be doing. I see this guy who does this all the time, and I always think it's a lot of fun to see what he comes up with, and it's just like an inspired. So this is what I got on this palette, and that's I think that's, I'm not sure. I can't remember what I put down. I feel like it's quinacridone magenta, but I'm not sure. That's what I feel like it is. Could be something else, but I feel like it's that. Well, it might be my permanent alizarin crimson. I think it is. And then I have Prussian blue. And then I have a purple I made out of them. And then my perling black. And then I have over here, looks like I have a little cobalt turquoise light and some cerulean and some ultramarine. Yeah. So I got quite a bit here to work with. I even got a little bit of, looks like, I think it's permanent white down here on this side and zinc white on the other. It's usually how I try to keep it. Because it's hard to tell them from one another when they're in the palette. But I do tend to put out fresh when I want to use it. Okay. Today I am christening this brush. Is that it? That might be it. I'm just going to leave this open because I don't want to have to open it. Right? Let's put that. Sneak open, Marion. Alright, let's see what we got. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, please put them in the chat and I will try to answer them when I take a look. I'm just going to stick my brush in the water. It is brand new, so I just need it to get its first soaking. Super exciting. Oh, so satisfying. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, you get it. You are super pretty. Okay, a lot of water in here. Alright, so one of the things I'm going to do, because you need quite a bit of water for this process, because this is Arch's 300-pound cold press watercolor paper. It is super thick. And it is sized. So because it has a size on it, that's one of the reasons I like it. It helps protect the paper from shredding. I need to really penetrate the size to activate the bond to the paper. A lot of times people will pre-wet their papers just to make sure that they're already activated, but I'm just trying to get this nice and saturated. Beautiful. Wow, this is such a gorgeous brush. I cannot tell you how it feels. Wow, it feels so good. Putting the water down with this brush. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, look at this. I mean, it just is gorgeous. Oh, yum, yum. I mean, I see a lot of cat hairs, Marion. You're going to have to deal with that. But I will get those out. Just want to make sure my paper is super saturated. See a little puckering on the tape that I'm not crazy about. I probably should have burnished it down, but I hate doing that because then it oftentimes can rip the paper. So, do I have enough water on it? Thinking, what's in my mind? What's in my mind? What colors do I want to start with? So most recently, where was I? I was up in the San Mateo Mountains. If you're watching my videos, I am posting my off-road adventure with Cindy from Artful Outdoor Adventures. Her in her Jeep with her rooftop tent. We had an awesome time together. Whoopies, come on, get out of there, my friend. Don't want you in there. Go away. So what I'm doing is just kind of massaging the water into the surface of the paper. And because I have this beautiful silky brush, I can do that. God, it's making me so happy. Okay. I think that's really good and soaked. So now, I know I turned off the overhead light because I find it really obnoxious. Alright. So I'm probably not going to talk. I'm just going to work. I think I want to turn this upside down. So this is the foreground down here. And this is going to be the sky. I'm starting upside down because my brain just said I want to play with clouds. So I think I'm going to play with clouds. All right, let's get going here, Marion. Let's see. What do you want to use as your... I'm painting a spontaneous landscape. I'm just going to throw it into this muddy, purpley, beautiful mess I got. Oops, can you see it? Oh, well, you can't really. On my palette. Sorry, guys. My gooseneck failed me, sadly. And so I'm dealing with the fact that I do not have that to help me do this live this morning. That was what the big delay was. Other than, I was worried I wasn't going to have service. Turned out, no, that's not the problem. Okay. So we got the timer on, and here we go. Oh, hair is going to drive me insane. Go away. Go away. Go away. I'm not leaving it in my hair. It's go away. Didn't I pull off a paper towel? Let's take a little bit of water off the brush after we clean that purple off. Wow, I don't really have a lot of room for mixing an orange, and I kind of wanted to. Wah, wah, wah. Let's see. I have this kind of burnt orange thing going on down here. Let's see if I get a little of that on my brush. Whoopies. What's that? I don't know. Let's get you off of there. I'll just keep you moving down on down the road. Oops. I don't know. Oh, you're pink. Oh, you are very much a little bit of red. Okay, that's fine. I like you. I like you. I like you. Let's see, can I grab some yellow off of that? Oh, gosh, I have like no room for mixing. Alright, I am gonna have to like make a decision here. And I think it's gonna be these greens are going. Let's see. So I have some yellow mixing room. It must happen! I did a pretty good job saturating this, but I can even see now it's starting to get a little, so I gotta move a little quicker than I am. Alright. So I need a small brush to get at this paint and give me, this is why I need larger mixing trays. Grab some, we're going to use this yellow, permanent yellow. I like permanent yellow for possible sunset. Alright. And I just want it to be a wash because amount on here. I want it to be super translucent and bright. Awesome. Okay. There we go. And now I got you, and I need another. Oh my gosh. Boy, the only thing about this brush is how much water it holds. Trying to do this whole painting with this giant brush. So, see if we got it. Why is Rocky in my head? Dun, dun, dun. Grab some water, a little bit more water against here. Kind of blur it up a little bit. There we go. This is why I'm doing the sky upside down, right? Because I want all that to pull down, let gravity do its thing. I am trying to exhibit some water control here because I do want some water control. And this brush is wonderful. Okay. I need more blotto. What do you want, love? I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of something. And it's not very cool in here. You're better off outside. Kind of getting roasty toasty in here. Alright. Well, you know what that'll do? That'll just get me moving along on this painting, won't it? Okay. Now, I want that. I like to mix my colors on the paper. So, I'm trying to do that. Here we go. I'm sorry I can't angle it up more than I have it because I really don't want it running down more than it already is. I'm trying to control the gravity force. a little bit, but I will turn this light on because it might help. That might help you guys see better. So let's see if I can, I don't know if I can zoom in for you or not. If I do, I might cut everything out that I'm working on. All right, let's see what we got. Right now I'm still really super transparent. So, yeah. So I'm gonna grab a little purple and a little bit of my green, because this is and a little bit of red. Oh wow, that got way too, there we go, add some more green to that. And then add a little bit of this permanent white, and that will tint it nice and gray for me. There's a bug, get away from my painting, you bug! Get away! Oh Lord, the sun is hitting the top of this van and it is starting to roast me. Okay, so now, la la la. Alright, so let's see here. We're gonna throw a little bit of you up here. Just gonna let there be some of that blue in there, and then sky. And then we're gonna allow some of this cobalt in here also, right? So let's get some of this off. So I'm taking the water off the brush and pulling up some of this pigment down here. There's a really annoying little fly bugging me, and I'm trying really hard to get over it. So I may not be like plein air, but my doors are open and I do not have a screen. I think I need to. Now I want to add more of this yellow. Now I'm gonna grab some, I really like this. I'm just gonna add some water here to kind of, oh, what are you? Are you a little poofy of white that got in there? That's kind of cool. I don't mind that. Let's see, maybe if I give it a little bit of a spritz. So now, let's grab it. Don't let it go for a walk. So I'm blotting it now, creating random possible cloud shapes. And I'm also trying to get rid of these hairs that are driving me absolutely nuts. Nuggets! She tries to get into everything I do. I remember once an artist saying, well, at least you know if they do a DNA test, they'll be able to figure out that it's you. Oh, I'm just patting it down and it's going more and more flat rather than... Okay. Hey. Alright. I want that. I like that. Let's, I'm still learning how to use this brush. So that's part of what you're seeing here is me kind of learning the ropes on this 2-inch silver black velvet. Alright, that has a little Prussian blue in it. I don't know that I want that. But fly, go away. I also need you to pick up where you are. This must happen. Now there's just too much glare for me. Oh dear. Okay. Only problem when I go vertical is the lighting. I can't, well, maybe I can slide that forward. Let's see. That light just makes me super hot, so I'm trying to keep it away from me. But so why I wanted this brush so badly is see how beautifully it like misshapes itself. It takes away my overlord control when I'm painting, so that I'm not quite so. What I'm mixing in is some zinc white and then like a little bit of purple. And letting it kind of just a little darkness down there. How about you? A little bit of you. So we get some really cool skies out here in New Mexico, and this is kind of like me thinking about a particular sunset that I remember experiencing with some friends around a campfire. You know, it was just a wonderful night. You know, we were all sitting together, sharing with one another a meal and stories, and just, yeah, like, and then this amazing sunset started to happen, and it was like everybody jumped up. I mean, admittedly, I kind of made a lot of noise. But for good reason. It was a really beautiful, beautiful sunset. Now I'm also adding in, I'm going a little crazy because I'm adding in some permanent white. But that's because these are clouds, and there was this storm, like these passing storms, and this gorgeous sunset was happening in the horizon behind the clouds. So one of the cool things that happens is as the sun sets behind the Gila, it to the west of here, if we have a cloud cover, it'll go down below the clouds because of our elevation, and then shine these gorgeous colors up underneath the clouds. And it's absolutely insane. That's my feeling. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I need more yellow. Grab you. So I've just been slowly reconstituting this permanent yellow over here to try to get it to come on up and be a little bit more pigment full. Yeah, that's better. Rinse that off. Man, I'm going to go through a lot of paper towels with this brush. I do try to reuse my paper towels as much as I can. Alright, let's see. Okay. Add some more yellow. There go me mellow yellow. Super bright there. So I'm trying to mush the brush so that it creates a wonderful irregular pattern like what was forming on the clouds. Now I'll take a little bit of this red. I'm going to try this again. Because what happens to the yellows out here is they become this gorgeous salmon. And when mixed with my permanent yellow, you can get it. I need you to be a little bit wet that with some maybe zinc white with you. Oh, stay still please so I can get some. My palette was moving around. One thing about working with these portable palettes, they are slippery. Let's see if I can get just add a little bit. Oh, I'm getting hot. Oh my lord. It's getting hot in here. Oh, the challenge of doing this with this brush. Because now I'm trying to do like nuanced things and it's like, no, I don't want to. I have no control. So kind of the whole point of the exercise is that you don't have control. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Where do we go from here? What is that? Blue jean. Is that what it is? I don't know. Where do we go from here? I feel like that's the song. Don't know, I'm stuck. Alright, let's see. Maybe I turn it around now. and say, ooh, I like you. I like you. I do want that to get more pinky, but I think I want to make this a little bit more blasty. And I can't move it back any further. This is driving me nuts. All right, stop complaining, Marion. All right, and now... okay. Oh, come here. Just come here. Why I think this has to be a million miles away, I don't know. Let's try to get some of this really on here. Alright, so now, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this and bring it up here. We're going to mix it right here on this little spot. Ooh, oh, you are super pale and subtle. I don't know. I like it. Oh, I do. I love it. What a pretty color. I'm going to just dab it over this yellow. And then we're going to try something. Daring do. Didn't mix too much of it. I just a subtle amount to see if I like the color, and I think I really do. So I think I'm gonna mix more of this color. Okay. Do that. I know I'm not getting this painting done in 45 minutes. I lied. Yeah. It's not happening. I'm having too much fun with these clouds. More, a little bit more. This is a different red. I don't know what I'm using. It's not permanent alizarin crimson. It's something else. A new pinky red I picked up the other month when I was in Albuquerque and I did an art haul. Ooh, that's a super cool color. Alright, I think I'm going to have fun mixing that with my white. So we're going to desaturate. No, wait, before we desaturate, let's kind of come in and get you in here with some of these spots. Nugget, what are you doing? Be nice, please. Be nice to the neighbors. I see it here and I want you gone. I know I hum like old melodies and things that are just kind of floating around in my head constantly when I'm doing this. Let's see, what else do I want to add to you? Okay, we need the yellows to be a bit more vibrant. So now I'm going to come into this with a little fresh cadmium yellow. Hair, go away. Come again another day. Oh dear. Okay, so a little warning. When you change elevation and you have paints, be aware that when you next open the tube, it will kind of force itself out. And you have to be prepared to catch it. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so now I have this nice lump of cadmium yellow. Squeeze out some of this water. See, this is where I would really like I used to have a nice sturdy paint bucket, and somewhere along the line it vanished. I've forgotten, either the handle broke or just wound up somehow going to somebody else because it was so big and cumbersome. But what I miss about it is how sturdy it was. Alright, let's see. I really can change this water, but I don't have a sink. Alright, so I'm gonna have to deal with what I got. Alright. Ooh, baby, it's what I got. Alright, we're just gonna grab some of this yellow, right? And we're gonna throw it down. Right here on the edge of things. And blend it up into this a little bit. Because it really came. It was like it was coming right out of the ground. You'll see what I'm talking about when I put the foreground in. Because it was like just wow. I mean, it was one of those nights where I'm like, can I even try to do this? So that's why I'm not even looking at the photograph, because I want to just imagine from my memory what I remember, like, playing in the sky over my head. And this is when I say I think that painting is therapeutic, this is when it's therapeutic, right? If I'm trying to accomplish something specific, I'm less likely to be having fun with that, right? So I like to, yeah. All right, let's see. Would you please? Thank you. Let's get the water on this side of it. So I'm trying to get a little more whitewash on there. Now I like using the reconstituted white to work on the desaturation of color because, yeah. So working, trying to leave some of this really bright, pretty stuff going on. I just don't want too many hard lines. Let's get rid of some of these hard lines. Yeah, there we go. This is why I love gouache. This is why I love to play with gouache. 'Cause you are so movable to me. That was pretty bad. That song always pops into my head. There was a commercial for a radio station that had like singing moons, I think, or something. That they sang all the top hits, just those little brief little phrases of them on the television between what's happening and and one day at a time. And welcome back, Kata. Oh my gosh. And let's see, different different strokes, yeah, but that's not what I'm thinking about. What's happening? That was one of my favorites. Sanford and Son. Love that show. Elizabeth. They were just so cool together, those guys. Man. Red Fox. What a guy. What a talent. Amazing talent. Oh, you pretty. You know what? If I add a tiny bit more zinc white on this, I might be able to get back to my super pretty light blendy thing I had going on. I have no idea if I'm still on. Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, 2 people watching. Congratulations. Hey, everybody. Welcome. If you have questions, put them in the comments. When I get an opportunity to scroll through the comments, I'll try to answer them as best as I can. I'm working on a spontaneous landscape, just a memory of a really beautiful sunrise that sunset that I experienced here around the campfire with friends. And we had just shared a lovely meal, telling stories together. Oh, yummy. I love this. Just a couple little touches of you guys up in here, maybe. Let this be a little bit longer in here. You don't need to be so horny. It did. It looked like horns. Looked like horns. Sometimes musical echolalia is an issue for me. The songs that pop into my head. And that was from the days of listening to Z100. Z100, New York. .3, I think it was on the dial. Wow, Marion. I don't know why you need to remember that. Was that and PLJ 95 PLJ. And then I graduated into DRE, which was 92.7. Which was like, never again is what you saw the time before. Bow, 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 bow. Right? And like, baby, baby, where did our love go? Please don't leave me. Don't you leave me no more. No, 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 no. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, hey, hey, hey. Please don't leave me. Don't you leave me no more. Alright, what do I got? I think I like my colors. Now, I believe I need to give me some more white in here to, we're going to create some gray tones now. Oh, I should put you down here on this side. Yeah, I got the grays going on. We can keep this nice and clean for our yellows and reds. Alright. So, grab some of the zinc white, and I'm just blending my zinc white into my purples and reds of choice. I'm still allowing some of that yellow and orange to be in the color, just because I think it'll eventually work its way out. But I want to add a little of this cobalt. It's so pretty. Turquoise, this turquoise. It's such a yummy color. Am I still on? I am. Cool, I haven't lost service. I know this is kind of longer than I thought it was going to be, but I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to keep painting until I feel like I'm finished. And then, yeah. I think I want this. This is me throwing in the pale sky in the background that just sort of ends up kind of hovering through. And I don't know why I put it there, but I did. I'm going to take that out, I think. I'm taking that out. Well, not completely. Let's see, maybe we'll just add some. Add some purple to it. This is going to be behind stuff anyway. And I want this to be, oh, this water certainly needs cleaning, and I don't, I want to clean it. Alright. Let's try just, use more of that zinc white. Where are you at, my friend? I put you down. There you are. Thank you for showing up for me. Hi, Nugget. I'm sorry. It's still blocked off. You gotta hang out outside until I'm finished. She's like, what do you mean? But what do you mean, Mama? I know, baby. That's a lot of white on here, but we're going to go for it. So I can really lighten that up. Cool. And I can kind of go in here and do the same blendy, blended. Get some of those out. Because I'm going to add more purple to that. And then over here we got some in the sky. I don't know. Don't ask me where that's coming from. Okay. Alright, so I think I need to leave that alone for a second. Let's seriously block this brush. I am going to really look forward to having a sink. Can I tell you how much I am going to look forward to having a sink? I will, by the way, dry out these paper towels and reuse them. I just really need to get as much water out of this brush as possible for me to do this next part. Welcome, welcome to anybody who's just joined us. I know we're a small group today, but thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Alright. I kind of want to put my reading glasses on now, or take these off so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, there's some super cool color happening right now. All right, I'm going to try to give you guys a close-up. Let's see. Whoops. Ah! All right, how's that? That's pretty good. I don't know if you can see the color. I'm really having a hard time seeing if you can see it. But it's coming out super cool. Oops. There it is. Close up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it's coming out super neat. Now, I want to just take this white and use it here. Grab some. We got. This is me pushing. You know, I've often used the reductive technique where I pulled the paint off, but I really enjoy this impressionistic style of painting where you're just kind of, you know, making marks with complementary colors. Now I mix on a lot on my paper. I have an oil painting friend, Catherine Elliott is her name. You can look her up. She's pretty awesome. And she, like when she mixes her palette, like she does like a real palette mix and like all the colors she pre-mixes on her palette. Super organized. I'm ADHD and autistic, and I'm lucky I can get accomplished what I get accomplished. That's what I say. I'm like, it's freaking amazing that I can have follow through. I actually think that my autistic brain helps my ADHD brain have follow through, right? Because like, it's like, no, you really love this project. You're not going to let it go, right? Okay, why do I love this brush? This is why I love this brush. Why do I love the silver black velvet? Let me count the ways. I know this is a wash brush that I am using, and probably like people are like, oh my god, what are you doing to it? It's actually okay, don't worry. These guys are super cool. I'm just trying not to use too much water in the brush because I want to go over these blues with just like surface blotches of white, kind of. Yeah. This is not the sky, by the way, that we saw that night. Not at all. This turned into something completely different. I started out with that thought, and this has just become a super colorful, and I'm really happy with it. Super happy with it. So now I just put water on the brush and then dampened it, you know, to take the water out. And I didn't really get out enough. I think I'm going to take out more. There we go. And I'm just going back in over those areas to kind of do a little blendy so it's not so blotchy. Right? Just a little. Okay. And then, what do I want to do? I want to do something up in here. soft than it needs to be. All right, a little bit more of this. I'm gonna have to look. I have to look back at my colors and see what this pink is because I really can't remember. I thought it was permanent alizarin crimson, but I don't think that it is. No. Where are you going, Nugget? Do you really want to come in that badly? You know that it's much cooler outside right now. Sweetheart, seriously. Oh my God, that's too much water. Okay, kiddo. Hopefully I am going to be finished with this soon. I'm looking at the time. So, I need a little bit more of that red. My brush goes on to make me more pink. I want you to be more like a salmon-y pink. Oh, there you are. That's super cool. And now I want to add zinc white to that. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, my left thumb really does not like squeezing tubes of paint. Okay. So get some of that on here. So now I'm definitely making more of an opaque color to put down by mixing in the zinc white. I do want it to be more opaque now. So I want it to feel more 3D. We're getting into that 3D feeling of the clouds now. And I haven't, yeah. Take a deep breath, and here we go. Slowly like blending the sky together, the colors together, because it was, you know, these sunsets, they really graduate into each other in such a cool way. And rather than doing a wash gradient, you know, because I love the patterns that the clouds actually provide for all this color in the sky. It's really awesome. So I just wet my brush and I'm blotting it. And just doing some blending. Paper towel to help me with this part. Do some blotting and moving around with the paper towel now to help us. So by just blotting the water, I'm creating areas of reactivation on the color. Gouache reactivates. That's why you can use oil techniques with it. But you got to be careful not to let it get muddy, right? That's the bottom line. Just, that's why I work with single pigment colors as much as I can. And I try not to overblend, and I allow it to sort of happen in thin layers. And I'm just yeah. So now I'm just taking this paper towel, has a little bit of water on it, right? And it's clean. Get to clean area. Get to a clean area on the towel. Because I don't want to be adding color. I want to be removing it. So now I'm going in and pulling highlights using the color, using the white of the paper to create an element of, like, the sunlight is shining through, right? Like the cloud is, you know, the sun, the light is passing through these clouds and underneath them. Now here, I'm going to take a little bit of that. Getting enough of it off. A little bit more blended than that, so I'm trying to, like, soften it. I want it to be soft. I want you to feel the color underneath and through. So the areas, some of these areas where I've already put water, I'm going to go back in and add just a little bit of zinc white to kind of create some highlight in this pinky area. And maybe blend this tiny bit more here. Because I do like this more. There we go. Gonna have to turn out this light soon because it's very hot. Kind of like it. I almost don't want to do anything else at this moment. Let's see. Thinking. I am going to want to wait for a little bit of a drying shift. I want some of this turquoisey blue coming through. Now I'm just playing with color and having fun. And I know I'm getting a little carried away. I see the time. But I figure people wanted to see just a fun, spontaneous little bit of time watching somebody paint. Here I am. Oh, that's a lot. Well, let's go for it. That's why we got cold press, right? Let's just let that texture paper do what it does best. Let me do something. Thin it a little bit there. I'm gonna do something crazy. Not that much. Make it more of a mess. Oh boy, that turned. But this is a new spray bottle and I don't like it. Don't want you looking like ice cream. Well, I kind of do, actually. What do you think? What do you think, Marion? Am I finished with this baby? Am I finished with this guy? Now, the foreground, I'm going to have to decide what I'm doing for that. My brain is still thinking about this corner up here. I want, I think I want more purple in it. Let's see if I can get it in there. That didn't work. Okay. You. It was you two. Made it to a purple. So I used the Prussian blue and whatever this pink is that I can't think of at the moment, but I'm not willing to stop and really look at the moment because I am blending. Let's see. Oh, I need you. Soften you. I will soften you. I will soften you. Just a little blah blah blah. Oh, that Prussian blue really stained. Wow. So yeah, I am new to this Prussian blue. Some of these colors are new to me, which is another reason why I wanted to kind of do this, because I was like, oh, let's see how they all blend together with some of my favorite colors that are still on my palette. And I thought this would be a fun way, instead of doing a color chart of some kind, because that's super boring to me. I mean, I would like my brain wants to see this organized color chart, but my other part of my brain just won't let me do it anymore. I did one and I was like, I did it, I'm done. I'm not doing anymore. It's kind of goofy. Do I have enough of you on there? Definitely like not allowing me to be super precise, which is what I wanted. I like that. A little bit pink, but I'm okay with that. Maybe I want to add some pink over here. It's just what it is. I should just throw that. Let it have some pink happy dots over here. Shall I leave it be and do some foreground? I think this is dry enough for me to do it. So what I've been doing is kind of playing up here while waiting for this foreground to dry so that I can do it. Now, I did the whole sky with this 2-inch brush. Am I really going to try to do the foreground with it too? I think I am. I'm insane. Okay. No, I wanted to do it. This was like something I wanted to challenge myself with. And what better way to christen the brush than to do a whole painting with it. Alright. But this baby is super soaked and not working as a blotter anymore. So now I am going to mix myself like a kind of a black, I guess, a silhouette color. Not necessarily fully black because I mix it, so it's not going to look super, super black. I'm going to start with my Perlene black as a base, and that's actually like a super dark green, and can be quite transparent if you add water to it. That's it right there on the palette. Bing, bing, bing. That's the Perlene black. I love it as a black beginner for me, like jumping off of that. It's a single pigment color. I love that it's green, works for forest. Anyway. It's got lots of potential. Alright, what are we doing? Think for a minute about what you want in the foreground. I do kind of like the idea of like a twisted mesquite or something here because that excites me. I can go after that later. Alright, decision made. I'm not going to hesitate. I'm just going to go for it. Holy shit. Alright, here I go. Here I go. Here I go, here I go. I'm going to use the ultramarine because you're right here. Ultramarine and Perlene black. Start with that. I'm going to add some of this, whatever this pink is that I've been using. So I'm going to try to keep it pretty consistent. And add more of the Perlene black to that. Add some more you. Because I want you to have like more of an almost blacky eggplant color. Is what I'm going for, and I think I may have found it. Yeah, that's super pretty. Cool. Alright, ooh, that's super wet. Let's take some of that wet off. So I'm just going to squeeze the bottom to try to save as much of the pigment that's at the top. Right? And you can kind of see how, like, what the color is that I came up with. Alright, so there were bushes and shrubs and things on my... And they all... So I'm just trying to create a little foreground foliage. Thinking in terms of the silhouettes in the desert that I was around. There were quite a bit of shrubs. But like, there's also these super cool like cactusy structures. So see, this is one of the reasons I like it. See how I just spread that baby out? Now I'm gonna try to do a little detail here. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to do. Let me see if I can accomplish a tree trunk with this brush. Oh my gosh. I'm crazy. Holy cow. Well, you know, the thing I also remind myself is that this is 300-pound paper. And I can consider this an underpainting if I want to. If I do not like the way this comes out. I love mesquite because they are so crazy. And oh, that was a little bit too, I got a little too carried away there. Let's see what I can do. How can I rework that a little bit? I got a little carried away with my branch. See if I can get it to come together here. Maybe I can make it be part of this over here. but I'm going to make it work. How are we going to do that? We're going to go like this. We're going to create a nice, big, fat daddy stump. I need this to be up here. Hey. The clash of the mesquite. I'm just going to have fun with the branches because I can. I could be done with this quicker probably with my little brush, but I'm being probably way too detail oriented with this thing, but I'm having fun trying. And I think I'm succeeding. So this is these wonderful, this brush is like just heaven. I mean, it's a little heavy and cumbersome for me to be trying to do this, such tiny details with it, but this just goes to show you it is totally worth the $140 that I paid for it. And I appreciate those that contributed to make it possible for me to have one. I have wanted one for a very long time. It enabled me, look at how quickly I got this all laid down. I love it. I love it. So, thank you to those. There are links below in the description if you would like to contribute. I am trying to convert my trailer into the studio and a safe place to live when I am not on the road. To live, work, paint, keep my stock, you know. Someplace safe for Nugget to always be when I'm here in the desert. So she's always cool. And a place where I can paint comfortably in my jammies and, you know, sipping my coffee at weird hours. Rather than feeling like I can only work during business hours or whatever. Yeah. And then also the fact that whenever I was painting in the other studio, I am going to use this as an eraser right now because I don't want that. I'm not getting it out of here. if you move fast enough, you can get it out. I didn't really want to go over my yellow like that, but I'm accepting what has to happen. Oh, I should not be using that. See, problem is I am using this old blotter that I should not be using because there's too much color in it. And I'm not, and my water is not clean anymore, so I'm dealing with that. A little quarter inch to the rescue. Thank you, my friend. I know, I'm cheating. Not really. I just want it to have some really nice pop under here, and I don't want this branch being overly bulky. Now I'm just adding some water to that yellow to brighten it up, translucent it, move it around, right? Like, get some of that light from the paper behind it back showing after covering up my little blobby blob. And mixing it around and up and down the line. I'm going to put some over here, grab a little more water. And instead of grabbing fresh pigment, I'm just grabbing it right off of here. I'm going to bring it over here so that it stays pretty transparent, right? Kind of blah, 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 and make this nice and nice. There we go. Now you glowing. Wow. All right, let's see what we got. I got to sort of let that dry for a second. What else can I do? I know, I so want to use this brush to finish. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use this brush to finish. Thank you to this beautiful 2-inch silver black velvet that got me this far. Whoops. Yeah. Well, you can see it pretty good, I guess. Okay, cool. All right, so now I'm going to grab this little 1/4 inch. This is my Sarah Burns Studio brushes that are made specifically for gouache. And now I'm going to go into my purple black that is sort of dried with just a little bit of water. And now I'm going to add a teeny bit more because that wasn't enough. Just a little bit was a little too little. We got to loosen this up. And let's see if I can't get this to do it. So mesquite, because it grows so wild and crazy, I can just have fun. I did a painting once. I called it Mesquite Madness because I tried to draw every single crazy branch. And it was before the leaves were on the trees. It was in the winter. Well, early spring that we were here at this place that I am remembering. And I know, not quite what we saw that night, but definitely. That's the thing about a spontaneous painting. Don't know where I'm going, don't know what it's going to turn into. Not really until I see how it manifests itself on the paper, allowing the water to be the dictator. Some of these branches can stay like kind of faded because they can be more distant going in the background. It's flat. Little texture in there. Why not? They are kind of just like a mess of branches, really. Which is what makes them so much fun. You can't really mess up a mesquite. Whoop! You going back outside, babe? Love right here. I think I want to chunk you out just a tiny bit. There we go. Give it a little more chunky on the trunk. Little more junk in the trunk for my tree. Just a little more junk in the trunk. Doot, doot, doot. Oh, okay. I know. I crack myself up all day long. Something needs to happen to you to make you work better for me. I think I need to create bottom support for you. And you will make me happy. Yay! That's right. That's what we got. And by allowing the light of the sunset to come through the branches a little bit, what that does is I'm not having to add highlights. It sort of does it on its own. And there weren't really highlights. I was way too far away from all this to be able to see any. They were truly silhouettes in my vision. And so that is how I'm going to portray them on the page. Because I am the boss. Sort of. Only sort of. Because like I said, this whole thing, I didn't know what I was going to end up doing. I really didn't. I just kind of thought I thought it was going to be like storm clouds rather than all this pretty, like, super pastel-y, impressionistic sky. That's a surprise to me. I was not expecting that. So, fun. Fun. What else do I want to do to this? Okay, so I kind of feel like I don't want to kind of I want to mess around with the... I don't want to F around and find out too much more. I feel like now I'm just doing a little bit of like blendy. I know something, I don't know, but I think I like it. We'll see. I just kind of want to let it go. Let it go, let it go. Oh, don't start that now. No. All right. Now I'm going to go back to this 2-inch brush and go back into my darks. To kind of create layers on this like background foliage thing that's here. Just to create some depth here. In the shrubbery! Bring me a shrubbery! And make it a nice one. Not bad. So see, by just letting that background and doing it in a layer, now by adding just a little bit more on top of it, I'm creating a depth in the foliage that's in the background here, and kind of over this trunk, because I don't know that I kind of want it growing out of the bush. Let's do that. Let's grow it out of it. Let's let it come out of the bush. There we go. I like that better. There. So now it's just like random, nice little random foliage. So much more natural this way with the splayed brush. So much fun. Like that. Oh, do we want... yeah. You know, we got winter shit going on. I like it. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I like it, I like it, I like... Who stuck it out? Who is this one person who stuck it out with me? Good morning, Maud. Oh, average baller. It's good to see you. Is that you, Maud? Are you still sticking it out with me? Watching me finish this painting? Thank you. I think I got it. Am I calling it? I mean, I can always go in and remask it and do more to it if I want to. I kind of feel like I want to add a little... No, I should leave it alone. I super like the balance of the dark and the light. What you thinking? Who's there? Anybody? Alright, guys. I'm glad y'all joined me. Oh, you're still here! Well, it's a good thing you showed up late, because I ended up lingering on this painting probably longer than I should have. Well, I was only supposed to paint for 45 minutes. It turned into a lot more than 45 minutes. But I think I like it. So, spontaneous landscape with me today. Now I have to go wash out all my stuff. Let's see if I can, if it's ready for me to pull the tape. Dun, da, da, da. I'll pull the tape. Okay. So this is a spontaneous New Mexico sunset. This was my last side. Woo. Ready? Oh my gosh. I'm not. There we go. It didn't have too much bleeding. Nice. Woo woo! Yay! Oh wow! I am really happy with the colors in the sky. Oh. Let's fumble, fumble, fumble. All right, here we go. The last. Oh, we got a little bleedy bleedy, but not bad, I would say. Yay! I'm super happy with how it came out. Here, let me do a little camera reverse and show you a better view. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah. So I started this painting upside down, right? And I did wet on wet to start, and then ended up with some dry brush technique over the top of it. The water being the foreground still being a little bit transparent. I like that for dusk, right? Super cool. I'm super happy with it. Yeah, and I mean, it was kind of a bummer that my gooseneck broke, but yeah, like my gooseneck broke. I got a lot of years of use out of it though. I bought that thing probably, I think I was in Texas, so it was 2021 when I bought it. So that got a good lifespan for me using it constantly, clipping this thing, and constantly pulling it the wrong way and stuff like that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was supposed to only do this in 45 minutes. Didn't really work out. But it was a nice goal to set for myself. It's a little big to do in 45 minutes. Here, I'll turn this back so it can be seen. I'm using my a little easel because if I tried to use is that better? I think I can get it to stay. Will you stay? Ooh, it worked. Cool. Yeah, I tried to use my little standing thing, but then I realized as soon as I touched the screen, like, everything went wonky. But yeah, so this was today's painting. So if you come to this painting and you come to this video, it's one of those ones that either you can listen to me while you watch me paint, or you can, like, Yeah. Well, I wasn't expecting to do so much work. I was kind of like trying to keep it a sketch, but I got a little involved in the clouds. Got a little lost in the clouds. So, super glad to have you with me today, Maud. And, yay. So, I have to now clean up and close up and turn the AC on for Miss Nugget so she can be cool. It's getting super hot here. And I have chores that I have to do today as well. So, there's that. But thanks so much for joining me again. Here it is. This is painted this morning on air live, and I'll be, when it's ready, I'll make sure to post it. Yay! Well, I figured like this painting itself is an ADHD tangent, right? Because I just kind of let it go. And I restricted myself by making myself do the whole painting except for that little bit in the foreground with this. This is my new silver black velvet. Oh, and by the way, I know it looks really crunchy right now, but watch this and just wet it. I've got to really wash it properly. I need to get the pigment out of it. I'm not putting it in proper water right now. It's still too, but I'm going to squeeze as much water out of it as I can. But it goes back to a beautiful shape, nice and easy. And like, I can make a super fine tip out of it. Look at that. Pew! Look how super skinny that is. And then, you know, it can get all wonky and fun. Anyway, and it's a great, I haven't tried doing a gradient yet with it, but that is going to be next for me to try. I want to try it on my paper that I seem to have to work really fast on. Yeah, well, I wanted to challenge myself. Now, I did do some of the branches and the mesquite tree. I did change the shape of the mesquite tree using this brush, this 1/4 inch flat. But that's it. The rest of it was this baby. I'm super proud of that. I'm super proud of that. So, I now have to get cleaning up. Not the fun part. And I can't bring you with me for that. So, I'm going to give you one more look at this painting I just finished. I'm going to reverse the camera because it comes out much better. So there she is. A spontaneous New Mexico sunset. And this was my palette on one side. Here's that one. And these are my paints, my Winsor Newtons. The only non-Winsor Newton is this one M Graham, which, by the way, I did not use in it. It's a silver black velvet. Hold on. I'm not sure what the silver black velvet brushes are. I just know they're super soft. And really amazing. They're made in Sri Lanka. I'm so sad. Well, I'm glad I bought it when I did. It was $140. Yay, thank you. But this is well worth it. It's a brush that's an investment. It will last me a very long time. I've had my other silver black velvet brushes since I first started painting. And so they've been around with me since before 2020, and they are still gorgeous, and in beautiful shape, with the way I've been able to take care of them here in the van without running water to properly wash things. Anyway, I'm going to go properly wash this. Thanks everybody for joining me today, and I'll see you next time I go live. Otherwise, stay tuned. I did put out my road adventure with Cindy from Artful Outdoor Adventures, and we did Luna Park Road here in New Mexico. So it's in 3 parts, and part 1 and part 2 are out. So go check them out. And if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see my videos regularly, hit the subscribe to the channel, and then hit that little notification bell so you can be notified every time I put out a video. Be safe in this world, everybody, today. Love one another. Be peaceful in your heart as much as you can. Hold that peace. See you guys next time. Bye, Maud.